Hi everyone, this is Jenny Garcia with the last process video of my December daily 2019. Today I'm gonna document day 25 and I had a lot of photos that day, and I always use for the 25 a little divider page. Most of the times is a transparency. Normally I use one from Pretty Little Studio, but this year I use one that I made on my own. I kind of designed the paper using a digital stamp from Feed Your Craft. And to put the number, I'm making a really big handmade embellishment. And if you saw my holiday embellishments video, you probably have seen something similar, except this time around I didn't sew on it because I thought it would be hard to go through the plastic. So on the one on top, first I use the Tombow Mono adhesive dots, that way I could peel it off. I just wanted to put the circle around my daughter's face, even though later that didn't really matter because you couldn't see it that well. You can see it, but not as well as I hoped. And I'm gonna use the Tombow Mono, the Tombow Extreme Adhesive to glue this tool on the paper, which I also designed using the digital stamps. And I'm gonna make one layer of that tool that I got from BB Craft, and I'm gonna have all the links below. They're affiliate links, you don't have to use them, but they do help quite a bit. And I'm gonna make like a little sandwich, and I'm gonna add another piece of tool to like make a sandwich. And I had micro beads on this mix, and they were coming out of the tool because it's perfect for using with page protectors, but with tool it's not the best one. The best ones are just sequence and sequence shapes. Don't use any micro beads, don't use glitter because they're gonna come out. But this was all I had left from my sequin mixes, so I forgot, and that's all I had. And I'm gonna add more of the Tombow Extreme Adhesive. It's the best glue to glue on top of difficult surfaces like the plastic and the tool. It's like the red line tape, except you don't have to peel it off. And I'm gonna put a 25 in the middle of that big embellishment. And I added more adhesive because again, you're gonna put it on top of tool, so you want it to stay there. And that's how it looks. I kept it really simple. I used a bunch of these really big photos, which was one of the reasons my album was so chunky. It had a bunch of them. I use 2 for day 24th, and then I use 2 for day 25, and I also made a bigger photo. I'm gonna add these stickers that I got from Tuesday morning. I think last year, you can see it in my whole video from last year. And I just loved how the gold was on top of that kind of blurry photo. And I'm gonna stamp onto the photo, which has been a theme on this album, and I have enjoyed quite a bit. If you need a good ink to stamp on photos, I like using StazOn, the Brilliance ink, and the Studio Calico Color Theory inks. And those inks are premium dye ink. It also has to do with the kind of paper that you use. I've been using Glossy 2 paper from Canon, so it's something to consider because I used to print from Shutterfly, and even StazOn would like smear a little bit. Wasn't the best one. And all of these holiday stamps are from Feed Your Craft. 2 of them are from this year. I think they only have one of those available right now. They sold out pretty quick. They were really good. But you also can buy the digital version, and if you have a program like Photoshop, you can add it directly on the photo. And even though those pages do take like a lot of space, I love the giant photos. You can really see some details. You can see their jammies, and there's like a peek of the cookies they left Santa. And in this photo, which is another big photo, but it's more square, and I like how I cropped it. There was the a space between the girls, which was the tree, so it was a perfect way to cut it and punch some holes. I also added this circle, which is from In a Creative Bubble, and then I added some stickers to decorate it with the stars. And I think I went back and added ornaments, but or maybe I thought about it or I did it somewhere else and now I can't remember. So I wanted a really plain paper for this page, and it's because I'm gonna do something that I've seen quite around many times, so I can't tell you who was the first person to do it. Maybe it was from one of Ali's class, which by the way are really good. I didn't do product play, I did the prep party, and it's just $5. And after doing 2020, I also did 2019, which I haven't finished, but there are lots of really good ideas. And there's also cut files, which is really, it's a great class for $5. So going back to the idea, and the idea was to make a tree using thread and sequins. And I've seen this around many times. Not once have I seen a video of how it was done, and I realized that exact moment where I was doing it. And instead of going to YouTube and watching a video, I figured that I was going to just wing it. And thank God that it turned right, because honestly, I was like at the beginning, like, what am I doing? So I kept it really simple. I made the base, then I connected it to the top and just made a triangle. Really simple. And I'm going to do it on the opposite side of the paper. That way I don't have to erase anything. I don't risk leaving any marks. And on the left, I made little dots every inch. And on the right, I made dots every half inch, like half, 1.5, 2.5, etc. Except on the right I also did it at 6, I think it was 6 inches. So now I'm just gonna cross in from side to side. I did cut the process quite a bit because it takes a long time, but it's really worth it. It also had to do with the fact that I've never done this before, and I was like, wait, how do I do this? I am not an embroidery kind of crafter. I don't sew that much. I do such mediocre sewing projects, and somehow it turned out pretty well. So always put a washi tape at the beginning, that way if someone pulls it, if something happens, then it's safe. And I poke the holes with the needle before I started sewing, that way I can really see to which holes I was moving to. So you're just gonna thread a few sequins, and I also had some candy canes and snowflakes, so kind of help it make it look really cool. I also added some seed beads, and seed beads are a little bit larger. I use sequins from my sequin mix, and since my sequin mix was almost empty, I grabbed some of my sequin organizer, which if you haven't seen it, I'm gonna link it below. It's so awesome. I do recommend that you buy the one with the smaller compartments, that way you can have more types. Although I have one of each. I have one with all of them that are very little, and then I have one that has a few larger spaces, which is great for those basic sequins that we all need, like white, and if you use a lot of red or you use silver or gold, it's really cool for those. And here, through the magic of editing, I'm almost done. And it was easier than I thought, but at the beginning I was like, oh my god, I should have watched the video. But then you just do zigzag lines on the stitching and make sure that you're going to the direction that you're supposed to be going, that you're not changing the pattern of the zigzag. So from that last point, I'm gonna go to the one on the left and close it, and of course I'm gonna add washi tape there. The good thing is that you're not gonna be able to like pull it much from the back or anything, because this is gonna be glued to the photo. And I just used this die cut star, which I got from a Paper Issues cut file. And I'm going to use the Tombow Mono Aqua liquid glue. It's perfect for little delicate cuts. That way, if you get a little bit out of bounds, it's going to dry clear and you're not going to notice that there's glue there. And I wanted to make like a tree stump kind of thing, so I used one of my In a Creative Bubble die cuts. And the stapling is of course just to add a little detail, and I need to keep adding because you know how I am, and if you haven't known me, I over embellish all the time. I can't help it. Now I'm going to use the Tombow Mono Adhesive Plus to glue the paper down, and this glue is very strong. If you tend to glue things crooked, make sure that you're extra careful. And this is like a little note about Christmas Day, and this is a 3x4 card from In a Creative Bubble or Feed Your Craft. Now I can't remember, but it's perfect for this. I did left a little square when I was typing because that's where I'm gonna glue my QR code, which include all the events that happen on December of 2019. And you can download the QR reader, or now the iPhones, as soon as they see a QR code with the camera, they're like, do you want to scan this? Do you want to go to the link? So I think it comes with the new update, but I'm not really sure because I was just taking the picture so I can put them at the end of this video, and it gave me that option, so I didn't do it because I was just taking pictures. But maybe I should try it and get back at you on that. If you want to know, let me know in the comments below so I can try it out and remember. And I love using QR codes. All you gotta do is either get the video from your Google Photos or your Google Drive. You can also upload your family videos on YouTube as unlisted, and if you use the QR code, only the people with the link will be able to watch the video. And I'm just adding stickers from the Feed Your Craft 2019 kit. And I haven't touched this year's kit because I really wanted to save it for 2020, but I did needed new stamps because the stamp set that I had last year was getting a workout. And I really love how that little page turned out. I had so many photos on the 25th because my family was also here. So it was pictures of my daughters, pictures of my family after, just laying down and watching movies and playing. We were playing Monopoly. because that's what a family that doesn't see each other often should do, try to ruin it by playing Monopoly. No, it's fine, nobody was hurt during the process. And this sheer die cut, it's from In a Creative Bubble, and I'm just gonna fill that space with a die cut and add those stars from a really old kit from Freckle Font. I love those stars. I didn't check out if they had a kit this year, although I don't need more temptation, I have so much stuff. So I'm gonna have a flip pocket on the photo below, and then I'm gonna have the photo on the top. It's gonna be, you can pull it out and see a photo behind that one, which was really similar, but I still didn't want to cut it. I like the photo that I chose for the front better because my daughter was like doing like a really surprised and happy expression. And those photos, my little one was given the gifts to their cousins, which we said, hey, do you want to pass them? And she almost like threw the gifts at them. We have to be like, no, because we saw how her arm reached back, and we were like, dude, that's not what we meant. And she's like, oh, I didn't know we weren't supposed to throw presents like they were football. That's new information. And I'm gonna make a little shaker pocket with the very last of my sequin mix, and I got these trees at Michael's, and they're foam stickers. So what I did for the other side is that I peel it off the foam and added some Tombow Mono Adhesive Plus and glue it to the other side of the page protector. And I added a little heart that I made with the Lawn Fawn hard die cut. It's my favorite die cut. I use it with cork, with foam, with vinyl, with every little scrap of paper that I want to keep but I shouldn't. And of course I use my fuse tool to just seal that pocket, and I really like how that turned out. I didn't decorate the other pictures, which is a miracle, but they were already busy photos, so I really didn't need to add anything else. And I thought about lettering on that photo, but when I tried on a sketch, it didn't look good, so I just decided to use the LA Studio Alphas to write go, because my daughter got this Mario like cart, like a remote control cart, and we used boxes to build like a ramp, and it took a beating that same day, the car, but it still works right now like really well. So I recommend it 100%. It's so sturdy to survive my daughter without any wheel getting stuck, without anything falling apart. So I hope that the game that they recently released is just as sturdy, but who knows. And now I'm trying to decide between these 3x8 cards from In a Creative Bubble, because I thought about making another pocket, but I realized that I haven't been using these, and I do have quite a few of them. So I just thought that I should make a dent, but I did not need it to add any more journaling or anything like that. I'm not a big journaler. I love Tashiana's letters that she writes. She writes perfect letters and perfect journaling, and I'm like, yeah, so we were there and this happened, the end, like way to the point. She let my husband write the journaling because he's the kind of person that takes like 100 extra detours to tell you this story and that would make probably good journaling. And I didn't buy these page protectors. I just took Simple Stories 6x8 page protector, and I did the line in the middle using my fuse tool. And I love this photo because you can see my daughter running. Again, I love pictures with movement and emotion. And so you can see her running, and you can see the poor Mario Kart, new to this planet, like crashing into the corner. And I'm just gonna use more stamps from Figurecraft to fill that corner in there, because I had no idea what to do. So I figure I do the same thing that I've been doing in the whole album, and it's to keep stamping. So hopefully when I start 2015, I can try different things, because I did use the same techniques over and over. I was just trying to finish it before December, and I didn't do it before December, but I did it the first week of December, which is pretty decent. And now I'm ready to start 2020. And now, as always, I want to fill out that space. I don't like, it's not that I don't like extra spaces, it's that I always use them for embellishing. And I've been these days like printing pattern papers from Damask Cloth. She has a really cute, it has tags too, and like bows and things that I'm not gonna use, but they were really pretty. They have like some Santas and some candy cane stripes that are really cute, so I've been printing that. I've been printing the new holiday cheer collection from In a Creative Bubble, the COVID Christmas cards, also those. And I've been fighting with my Cricut. I'm not a fan of the Cricut, to be honest. It's, I don't know, the software is so strange, and my Cameo died. Like, technology has been not kind to me lately, because my printer also starts printing and then spits things out and doesn't finish it. So I wanted to add something in the middle, because we had like the table there and it looks strange, but I didn't want to add anything bulky inside of the page protector, so I just added on the outside using the Tombow Extreme adhesive. And those were one of the embellishments that I made on the DIY embellishments video. And this photo just needed like a little die cut and a little heart. These photos, my brother took them with his phone, and they're not the best quality because he has a Samsung. And if you have any tips for people with Samsung to take better photos, because my husband has one and his photos are so terrible, I don't know, like, leave them below. I mentioned that to a few Android users, and they get like so offended, like they were personally involved in the making of the camera, and I'm like, dude, it's not my fault, it looks weird. And that card was from Target last year, and I used a Posca marker to circle the things that we done to see if we got a bingo, and we did. But I do wish that I'd used a Tombow dual brush pen, the felt tip, because the Posca marker was lightly orangey and I wanted red, which I could have done with one of the Tombow markers. I don't know what I thought it would be better. It's just that in different surfaces they look different, so the Posca marker looks a lot more red on paper than it looked there. And I really love that tree. I don't know, who knows, maybe I'll do something similar this year if I have the patience, or I need more things. And then, and you're not gonna see it now, I just thought about it as I was taking the photos. I'm gonna add, and you're gonna see it when I'm done and I show the photos, I added a little tab on the top photo from the past spread to pull it out, that way you can see the two photos. My daughter got one of those Crayola kits with markers and pens and everything, so I love that photo. That photo didn't need anything, and I really enjoy how it looks. A perspective weird photo from the Monopoly table, and I love that photo too, with my daughter with the hair in the air and Mario about to crack his poor life. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and stay tuned, because now that we're done with the process videos, I am going to share the flip through. So if you have seen many of the videos, thank you so much. YouTube and Instagram have both been so weird with not showing my content. So I was thinking about moving to Patreon, but something like $1. I wouldn't charge anything more than that. And it's not even like really about money. It's just that they're not showing my content. So that would become my Instagram, my Facebook, my YouTube. But I will still upload to YouTube. The thing is that over there it would be ad free, so that's better too. So let me know what you think about that. And because honestly I'm getting very frustrated with social media, so let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure that you click on the bell, that way you get notified when I upload the flip through video. Have an awesome season. Bye.